The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And this is a wild one we start with on the Factor Uncensored. Welcome. Tonight we're pulling up the curtain and showing how flawed the justice system can be and is. A Louisiana mother is in the midst of a child custody battle with a man who allegedly raped and impregnated her when she was 16 years old. Crysta Abelseth is now 32. She first told her story to my friend, investigative reporter Chris Nakamoto at WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Crysta's alleged rapist has full custody of their daughter, who is now 16 as well, the same age he physically took advantage of Abelseth, according to a police report. Now, a court has also ordered the mother and alleged victim to pay the father child support, which she says is totally unfair. Crysta is now fighting back. She wants her daughter back home and to see the man she said raped her now behind bars.
Crysta, for those who are not familiar with your story, take us from the beginning. What happened to you when you were a teenager?
When I was a teen, I was 16 years old. I was going to hang out with some friends, a couple of my girlfriends, and she wanted to go see her brother. So we went there. It was called Pine Street Pub, and we were hanging out with her brother and her brother's friends, and she was ready to leave. So she left, and John offered to bring me home. And he said that, he would give me a ride. I was intoxicated. I didn't have a vehicle there anyway. So instead of bringing me home, he brought me to his home. From there, once inside, he did proceed to rape me on his living room couch.
And from that point, you two had a child, not as if planned, but you were a rape victim and you had a child.
I wasn't impregnated that night. I found out when I was 9 weeks pregnant that I was pregnant with his child.
And you decided to keep that child, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
And fast forward to 2022 now, and what you have going on in the courts legally, and where you stand with your child and John.
So to take it back just a step further, when my daughter was 5 years old and he found out about her, he started pursuing custody and things of that nature and in legal proceedings. And then the judge awarded him 50-50 custody, and that was in 2015. And then in 2016, I was ordered to start paying him child support. And then now here in 2022, the judge has awarded him sole custody.
Now, why did the judge make that? First of all, why did the judge give someone who raped you 50-50 custody of your child, and then fast forward now full custody? Let's go back to first 2015 when the judge gave John 50-50 custody. Why did he do that? That just doesn't make sense to most people.
I am flabbergasted about that myself. I feel like he just didn't take into consideration and ignored the fact that I was a rape victim, because it was said in court, it was brought up, so he knew about it, and he just blatantly ignored it.
And so if you did 50-50 custody, then why were you ordered to pay child support then?
They told me, his attorney presented to the judge that I should be making a lot more money than what I was making, just because I have a degree. And so they put down my income as something much, much larger, over twice the amount of money that I was making.
Wow.
Yeah, they basically just came up with their own figure of what they assumed her income should be.
Out the damn air.
Out of thin air.
Yes,
Out of thin air, they assumed an income and based the child support off of that assumed income. But let me just say for the record, that income was still nowhere near the income that he was actually bringing home. And she was still ordered to pay child support.
That is just mind blowing. And so, Crysta, 2022, how does he get full custody? What's the age of your child now? And why is he getting full custody?
My daughter is almost 16. She'll be 16 next month. And when we went to court, basically my attorney had a status with the judge. I wasn't even in the judge's chambers when this was talked about, but what she informed me was they're accusing me of giving the child another cell phone that he doesn't have, that the father doesn't have access to, and the judge didn't like that. So he awarded sole custody to the father.
Over a cell phone.
And I haven't even been given a chance to defend myself because I didn't give her a phone in the first place, another phone. So without even talking to me or letting me speak or anything, he just signed the papers.
Do you feel, Crysta, like you're in the twilight zone? Like, what the hell is going on here? I am the victim. My child now is being treated like a victim as well and going from one place to another place. And I have to pay the man who raped me child support.
100%. I feel like this isn't, how is this real life right now? I don't understand. I just don't know what to do or what to say because I never thought that this could happen. I was told by multiple attorneys and people in the legal field that oh no, you have nothing to worry about. That would never happen. You have to fail multiple drug tests. You have to neglect your child. You have to do this, this, and this, which I've never, ever, ever done. And there's never, ever been anything against me like that. So how could something like this happen?
If you're trying to make sense of it, let me know if you do, because I certainly can't. There's much more to Crysta's story. She's fighting back in the courts. She needs help. Details on how you can support her next here on The Factor Uncensored. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. One of the craziest child support and rape cases I've ever heard of, and likely you too as well. A mother is campaigning to get custody of her daughter from her own alleged rapist. A lot of attention has been brought to Crysta Abelseth's case ever since it was broken by Chris Nakamoto, investigative reporter in Baton Rouge at WBRZ TV. And she's also getting help to see her, she's hoping to get help to see her alleged rapist prosecuted in this case. It's just crazy. Take a look.
And Stacey, you've been helping her and supporting her through this. In the beginning, was there ever a police report filed for rape? And do you think that made a difference in this case long term?
Well, to answer that question, she did file. She did file a police report. She filed in 2015. She pressed charges against him, but it didn't go anywhere. The charges just vanished in thin air, and it's been 7 years later, and they're still saying that it's open. And the problem we've had, and the reason why I had to go to the media, is because we couldn't get anywhere with the legal system. Every place we went, they could not help us. We went to other agencies. We went to representatives, senators, you name it. We contacted all these people, and they told us they could not help us because the case was still open. So then my response was, okay, so they get to keep a case open for 50 years, so nothing happens. And the rapist doesn't get, justice isn't served, and the rapist just gets to walk around scot-free while the victim is paying for it.
Exactly. I mean, it's just mind-blowing that this would be allowed by the courts. Have you looked into the courts and any connection with any of these people that could be out there?
Well, we absolutely know there's political corruption involved, just for the sheer fact that, like you said, it's the twilight zone. A man that rapes a woman, man that rapes a child when she's 16 years old, he's 30 years old, does not get to rake that person through the coals for 10 years of her life and get custody of a child if some type of political corruption is not going on.
And Crysta, you and your daughter are stuck in. How's your daughter reacting to all of this? And to have it also, you need it at this point, but to have it in the media, how is your daughter reacting to all of this?
Well, I've only gotten to see her, during my supervised visitations.
Oh my God.
I really
That's
can't.
just mind blowing.
I really can't speak for her at the moment. She, is dealing with it in her own way.
Right, and she's not allowed to discuss, and she does not, Crysta does not discuss the case with the child. So, we don't have any idea, how she's even doing or how she's processing this. Crysta has no means of actually any type of a communication with her to be able to know even how the well-being of her own child. Because she's been court ordered, she cannot discuss anything with the child.
And so far, despite the publicity you're getting nationwide now, no one in Louisiana, no elected official, no advocacy groups besides yourself, no one's coming forward to help her.
We've had one group come forward. It's the Sean Cassidy with LaFospa in Louisiana. He's come forward and he's gone on the news and interviewed and, stated the facts that we know, that the law says that his parental rights shall be terminated the minute that it's determined that this was a cause of a rape. Well, we knew that from the beginning because she was 16, he's 30, there was a child born, that's carnal knowledge of a juvenile, according to the law of state of Louisiana. And that did not take place. They just kept on with the custody and so forth. But no, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why we had to come to the media. I contacted every office I could possibly contact and got nowhere.
So Crysta, what do you do now? I mean, it's tough, it's sad, it's unbelievable to the average viewer out there that you could be raped and then you have to pay your rapist child support, and then the rapist gets full custody of your child at 16 years old. And do you feel like your daughter's safe with him? I hate to ask that question, but we know what happened with you. Do you feel like your daughter's safe with him?
I absolutely do not.
No.
Under
no circumstance is that a safe environment for a child.
Incredible. Well, we know you guys have to go. We want to thank you for dropping by the Factor Uncensored. And of course, for people, Stacey, who would like to reach out and help you guys, where can they reach you? Where can they find you?
Okay, so we have a page set up through our foundation, through savelivesfoundation.org, and I will send you the links for that. If people could go and donate, because this poor mother has legal fees and bills piled up. She's had to, it's unfathomable, literally, how far in debt she's had to get just to be able to sustain and survive because of the agony that she's been drugged through from her rapist.
Never seen anything like it before. WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge reports the alleged rapist is now a respected businessman in that community who has a contract with the police department in that area. Crysta says you can put two and two together why her rape case against the father, that man, has been in limbo for 7 years.